Thank you for tuning in to Macroview Television, and welcome to another brand new edition of the Taiwan Outlook, the program that presents the different views of Taiwan. I'm your host and moderator, Wu Ruiguo. As we know, good labor-business relations are very important to the economic development of any country, and Taiwan is no exception. And on today's program, we're delighted and honored to have an expert on social welfare and labor affairs in Taiwan, Dr. Chan Hou-Sheng, who's concurrently the chairman of the Cross-Straits Common Market Foundation here in Taipei, Taiwan. Dr. Chan, welcome to our program.
Rick, it's my pleasure to be here as well.
Okay. And Dr. Chan, we know that you are one of the leading experts in Taiwan on social welfare and also labor affairs. Can you start off by giving us an overview of what is social welfare and what are the major components of social welfare?
Actually, social welfare usually is defined into three major areas.
Please.
The first part is social insurance programs.
Okay.
That is the most important part.
Mm-hmm.
And the second part is social assistance.
Okay.
Like giving financial support to the those who are living below the poverty line.
Yes.
And then third but not the least is the personal social services, including services to handicapped, disability, old people, and children. Okay. So when we are talking about social welfare, it covers these three major areas.
Okay. As far as you can see, what is your personal assessment of the state of social welfare and social relief assistance here in Taiwan today?
Actually, in our country, Taiwan has been given priority to social insurance programs.
Yes.
Because that is the so-called foundation for the social security. As we know that from the 1950s, we established the labor insurance programs. Until now, we have moved into the so-called pension state. Pension means that providing those old people who are aged 65 and over with a minimum or also enough income support to those old people. Okay. So in Taiwan, we have at least four major categories of pensions. One is the pension for government employees. Okay. The second one is the pension for workers. We call the labor pensions. Started last year, 2009. Okay. And then the third category is called the national pension. Yes. Started from the October 2008. Yes. Then we have the so-called minimum income guaranteed for farmers. Oh, yes. That's a minimum of 6,000 NT dollars. So Taiwan actually entered, we call it pension state. Okay.
But traditionally, as we know, Dr. Chan, that in Taiwan, most of the people also look up to their own personal welfare planning and also look up to their family. In terms of providing and meeting their needs when they get older or when they get sick. And government, in the beginning, never paid too much attention on social assistance or, labor assistance. What caused the change in government policy in this regard?
Actually, you're also an expert. From your questions, actually, in the 1950s until the 1980s, about 3 or 4 decades, Taiwan is very much relying on the family support for their members. But then from the 1980s, we have very first development in urbanization and industrialization. That caused the family structure to change into so-called nuclear family. Nuclear family with only 2 generations living together. Even now, we have so many families with 3 generations, only parents on their own. Therefore, all people have to rely on state support. It is therefore from the 1990s, government stepped in and start providing all kinds of welfare schemes for the old people.
Exactly.
But there now, we have more people relying on the state support and less on family support.
Okay. I suppose when Taiwan's economy took off back in the 1960s, a lot of people were concerned about the widening gap between the rich and the not so rich, between the haves and the have-nots. Was that also a consideration for the government in terms of changing the policy towards labor affairs and social assistance?
Yeah, inevitably. Actually, before the 1980s, Taiwan was a sort of labor-intensive industries. So every family with their two hands earn their income. So every family's income quite stable as well as equal. But then after 1980s, moving into 1990s, we've transformed into sort of high technology service industries. So the income structure becoming gradually disparating. High and low income are enlarging. But I think the government already noticed that. Therefore, from the 1990s, providing we call income transform. Means the social assistance, personal social services, income support for those low income or disability persons. Therefore, the high income or the 20% of the family structure as compared to the lowest 20%, it used to be about 4.1. That is the most equal society. And this year, according to the statistic provided by the government, before income transfer, it was about 8. Top 20% to the lowest 20%. After taking the income transfer into account, it reduced to about 6.5. Still a very equal society.
As we know, Dr. Chan, you were one time the labor minister of Taiwan during the 1998 to 2000. As far as you can see, what were the areas that most people in Taiwan now looking for government assistance in the area of social welfare?
From the mid of 1990s, Taiwan was facing a sort of challenge from outside world, especially coming from those factories and in mainland China. Because there's a very low labor cost as compared to Taiwan. Ours is about 1 to 10 times. Therefore, we're facing a sort of growing unemployment rate in the 1990s. In my position as the chairman of the Council of Labor Affairs, the unemployment rate was still stable. Well, that is not because of my position, but still below the 3%. You know, the 3%.
That's not easy.
It's according to the International Labor Office, it's still so-called full employment. But we predict that the unemployment rate will be increasing. Moving into the new century. And we are right. From 2000s, then 2000, when the new government stepped in, KMT government stepped in, and then the unemployment rate was raising to a record high of more than 6%. So this is a transition. We have to have a policy planning beforehand.
And as far as you can tell, you know, we are just coming out of a global financial recession. During the years of 2008 and 2009. What can the government do now to try to increase, the employment and also improve the prospects for the job market today?
Certainly, we learned a lot of lessons from other countries as well, from Japan, from Korea, from the United States. I think that the priority is that government should step into providing job opportunities for everyone. Though it's sometimes criticized that government step in too much. Nevertheless, it is the responsibility of the whole society as well as the government to guarantee at least any family, because every family's income comes from their jobs. So if everyone has a job, then family income is secure and the social is secure. So the first policy that government should do is to providing job opportunity for everyone. Therefore, from the 2008 and 2009, the government providing a lot of incentive programs, not only for employers to increase their employment for those workers, but as well the government providing job for those who are, especially those who graduate from universities and colleges. Instead of letting them out of job, they could find job at least for a minimum of 1 or 2 years.
And also the fact is, government provided a lot of, job training for people who are thinking of a switch in their careers.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So if we look back, now we are in the year 2010. If we look back, if the government didn't do these schemes,
yes,
then I would predict that unemployment rate will raising to more than 7 or 8%.
Yes.
So that is kind of a pressure. So even sometimes scholars criticize that government step in as providing job opportunity, direct intervention into job market.
Yes.
However, in my view, this is necessary, and also in other countries, especially in the United States, in Europe, European countries.
They all do the same thing.
Yeah,
yes.
they do the same.
And also, Dr. Chan, you received your PhD from the United Kingdom. And United Kingdom is one of the first industrialized countries in the world and certainly has a very well-established welfare system in the UK. How does our, welfare assistance compare to theirs, as far as you can see?
I think that in UK, I spent quite a long while
yes,
in that country from the 1970s till the mid of 1980s.
Yes.
I personally enjoy that kind of so-called welfare state. Okay?
Yes.
I think in UK, the major schemes of their welfare program is the social insurance. As you know, in UK, everyone is protected by all kinds of social insurance programs.
Exactly.
Secondly, I think in UK they're providing one and only one in the world, that is National Health Service.
Yes.
Certainly our National Health Insurance is comparable, but it's different in the form of contribution.
Yes.
In UK, everyone is entitled to the health care without paying any contribution. Okay?
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think what I've learned from my experience in UK is that welfare provision should provide it only following two basic principles.
Okay.
The first one is everyone should be equal.
Okay.
Okay. When everyone is on the same condition, everyone should receive the same entitlement and welfare benefits.
Okay. Good.
This is we call the universal principle.
Okay.
Then the second principle is called the selective principle.
Okay.
Means that in a society, still some people who are deprived or disabled or underprivileged, or those who are living below poverty line, they should be given more resources in their welfare programs. For instance, in our country, we see that we're giving more priority to the handicapped persons, to their family, and also we're giving financial assistance to those who are living below the poverty line.
Yes.
This is, I think, our social responsibility to look after those who are disabled, in need.
Okay. Okay, good. I certainly enjoyed this very comprehensive overview by Dr. Chan Hou-Sheng over the issues that are related to social welfare and labor affairs. We're going to take a short break on our program, and when we come back, we will continue our conversation with Dr. Chan Hou-Sheng, who was the former labor minister in Taiwan during 1998 to 2000, and currently the chairman of the Cross-Straits Common Market Foundation here in Taiwan. I'll see you in just a few minutes.